This is the most endangered mammal in all of North America, and tonight we have a two-part report on the black-footed ferret. What a unique creature this is. Member of the weasel family, Mustelidae, and the only ferret native to North America. But for 35 years, it's had a rough go. This was one of the original animals on the endangered species list way back in 1967, mostly because of where it chooses to live and what it chooses to eat. Favors prairie dog towns and prairie dog dinners. So when ranchers tried to exterminate the prairie dog, the ferrets suffered too. Today, humans are finally undoing all that damage. And as our Kristen Whiting discovered, the black-footed ferret is back.
Look at this face. It's a face you could never forget, but one that was almost lost forever. The black-footed ferret is the most endangered mammal in all of North America. The program for its recovery includes 29 different organizations working together to help save the species.
The Phoenix Zoo joined the black-footed ferret breeding effort in 1993 and started trying to produce animals shortly afterwards in 1994. To date, we have produced over 200 kits that have survived.
They once ranged across the Great Plains from Canada to Mexico, but the black-footed ferret became an unintended victim.
Ferrets live in prairie dog towns and feed primarily on prairie dogs. About the turn of the century, 1900, there was a poisoning campaign for prairie dogs because it was perceived that they competed for grasses with cattle. Because of the near extermination of the prairie dog, the ferret population crashed as well. And in 1967, it was one of the original 14 mammals that was on the endangered species list.
The last known population of black-footed ferrets disappeared in the 1970s, and the wildlife community thought the entire species was gone.
It was thought that the black-footed ferret was extinct until 1981, when a rancher's dog in Wyoming killed a ferret that came to feed on its food dish at night. There was a flurry of activities, sent out a bunch of biologists into the field to look for him, which is a difficult thing to do because ferrets are primarily nocturnal animals, so you have to look for them at night with spotlights.
The newly discovered colony remained stable for 3 years. Then another twist of fate. An outbreak of canine distemper threatened to completely wipe out the population. By 1987, the last 18 ferrets were captured to begin a captive breeding program. There are currently 9 breeding sites for black-footed ferrets.
Roger, can I hand this to you?
Yeah.
I'll get the camera hooked back up.
Mating, births, and development all have to be monitored very closely.
Once we're pretty sure the females are pregnant, they're separated back out to their own cage where they stay. Approximately 42 days later, they will whelp and have anywhere from 1 to 8 kits.
Procedures in captive facilities have to be strict. Keepers have to shower and put on masks before even going near these animals, who are unusually susceptible to disease. At 21 days, the baby ferrets are handled for the first time by their caretakers.
Oh, looks like a boy.
Yep.
From now on, we'll be weighing this animal daily just to make sure that he's continuing to gain weight.
Yeah, she's a little dehydrated too. So these are very rare animals, and we do everything we can think of to ensure their success and give them a good head start before they actually go out and hit the field.
But breeding healthy offspring in these captive facilities is only half of the battle.
The second part of black-footed ferret recovery will occur in the fall when we actually take the animals that have been identified as release candidates and turn them loose in the wild.
With re-releases of captive-bred ferrets, wild populations are now finally on the rise. And there's new hope for a species that was once thought to be lost forever.
A new generation